Good morning. Welcome to Apprenrice of Silence and welcome to your daily morning reading. My name is Katherine. So happy to have you here. I got the coffee ready. I'm gonna set an intention and I'm inviting you to enter it's like a safe space container type of a thing. A specific dimension that I've co-created so that we can bring through messages to you through that space, and you're welcome to enter it. It's available anytime that you come across this, always available. Yeah, and these readings are meant for whomever finds them, right? But specifically also I'm trying to help ground the divine feminine energy a little bit into these dimensions, help inspire other people who have chosen to embody the divine feminine in this lifetime. Help inspire you to flow a little bit more with life, even when it's scary and challenging and not logical at all. Even when it triggers a lot of reactions within us, even when all of our current beliefs that we hold and all of these thoughts that we keep thinking subconsciously or consciously, everything is being brought to the surface. But that's an amazing opportunity, is it not? Because we get to actually examine it and be like, no, this doesn't align with me anymore. I wish a different thought to think. I choose a different thought to think. So that's what it's all about, really. Okay. So, how are you today? Hmm? Um, we got some hematite with us. And it's, yeah, my nails are not good today either. Hematite, also called bloodstone sometimes, which is not the same as the bloodstone, the green with the red speckles. Um, but I was at a medieval fair about a month ago, and this lady and her husband told me that this is järnmalm in Swedish. Iron. When you break iron from the mountain, which I assume you do, and I guess when you cut it, you use water, right? For the, what's it called? I only get chainsaw. Thank you. I can channel a billion messages, but when I need words, it's just blank. Um, uh, when you add water to the cutting process of breaking loose the iron, well, hematite is very high in iron, right? Anyways, so the water turns red. It's like let's say, mountain is bleeding. Such a bad story. When you get the iron out of the mountain, when you get the hematite out of the mountain, you use water and it looks like it's bleeding, and therefore sometimes hematite is called the bloodstone. Other explanations, which are not as scientific, just say how hematite is basically... So the video recording just got cut off again. That's fine. I was talking about iron, and a different explanation for hematite is that it's blood pressure regulating, or blood regulating, like blood cleaning and stuff. Sorry, I need to fix the camera. A different thing they told me at the medieval fair, that you know these rings that were like a super trend online a while ago, and you've probably seen them at different places if you go, like wherever you go, at like a market of some sort, and people sell crystals or rings, or it's like these hematite rings. They're black and shiny, and they are super fragile and easily break. Like if you drop them usually break. And there was like this trend that, well, that's because they fulfilled their purpose of, you know, retrieving evil, negative energy, and then they break. Those rings are made from, like, when you cut out the stone and you have these, like, words, tiny pieces of those. It's almost like dust-ish, but bigger. And then they mold it into these rings. And that is partially why they are so fragile. May or may not have to do anything with energies. Now, I'll tell you this. I had 2 of those rings. One a bigger size and one a smaller size. And the bigger size, like, broke because I dropped it, like, when I was a kid. And then I was like, see? I was proving to my dad, see, Dad, this is not metal. This is a stone. Because, of course, he wouldn't, back then, believe anything I said. And the smaller one, I couldn't wear because it was too small. So it just stayed in a drawer until, like, maybe 2-3 years ago. And then it was like, oh, I can wear it on my pinky. So I did. And I say, like, it stayed very, very not broken for a long time until, well, I think I dropped it. I remember my sister was around because I got really sad. And she was like, well, you know, that's just a good sign. And I was like, no, I miss my ring now. It's not a good sign. Yes, so that's that. Hematite. Iron water. Oh, hey, Spirit, and why all these messages? Why this story time? Spirit, any messages for today? I just heard it's a little bit about taking life as a story. And it all depends on your outlook. There's so much going on about, like, the way you were brought up and the programming you've had, and just the way you view life reflects every single aspect in life. And if you're into law of attraction, which I hope you are, that makes sense, of course. But so many of us are into law of attraction without actually fully believing it. So go look for the proof. Go look for the proof in ways that as if no one has ever told you about law of attraction and you're just trying to understand the world and how it works and how come some things are solid truths for one person but not solid truths for the other person. And it's not coming in. The load of carrying something that didn't get fulfilled. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Making choice and strength. Basically, what they're saying now is there's a lot of it's a heavy burden carrying things that didn't get fulfilled. What do you mean? I'm not gonna cry. They're like looping outcome, heavy burden. The story we tell ourselves. Okay, say about like 20 minutes ago, I was scrolling on social media and I started feeling like really like, oh yeah, not great. And I know I should not be scrolling social media the first thing I do in the morning, because that never makes me feel good, obviously. But I started thinking, see, here I'm just assuming that this is all bad and everyone tells you to stay off social media and stuff like that. But I know that nothing in this world can be created if not there is a genuine desire for it. Like the universe can bring about something that is not wanted. So I was like, how come this was wanted? And they showed me like this massive amount of people just in children so used to dissociating as a measure of coping in various degrees that they really needed something that would take the tension off and reinforce how they are not worthy and how nothing will ever get things done. If you've ever been on social media and scrolled for like 1 billion hours and then you didn't do the things that you actually planned doing on that day, or like you were supposed to maybe get dressed and get ready to go somewhere and you've been scrolling or watching something until there's like 30 minutes left, and that's like stressing you out, you know what I mean? So it's a self-punishment behavior, and like there was this massive desire of continuing this pattern of self-punishment and dissociation like eons before social media was even a tangible reality. It was like broadcasted through our awareness that this is what I want. I want to keep dissociating. I need this coping strategy. I need to keep punishing myself like this. One aspect. Of course, there were many aspects of like, I want to make my product seen. I want to share. I want to connect. Like, that's all. I deem that as positive social media stuff. I'm talking about when I was like, why would anyone want to create these negative aspects, you know? It's still seen as something positive. It's still something wanted. No, it's not seen as positive. There isn't this definition of positive and negative from source perspective. from whatever I'm channeling when they're describing it, there isn't a distinct positive or negative. But if I tune into the human perspective of the need that was wanted, definitely very, very concrete, positive, negative, although a little bit twisted, but still concrete in the mind. But from this other perspective, it is more wanted. What is wanted? And that's it. There is no unwanted. Wanted. And wanted, created. Like, it's very easy there. Why is it wanted of you to keep carrying those burdens? Like, you're so identified with your past. Why is it still wanted of you to carry that and to continue being identified with that? And I believe you have many reasons. But I'm more interested in you actually asking that. Are you able to do that? Are you able to ask, why do I want to keep being identified with this pain? Because it's only a want. That's all it is. It's a want. It's not something that actually builds anything in this world. It's not something that influences how things come about, or how things manifest, or how things, I'll explain what I mean, or how things turn out in terms of destiny. It's none of that. Like, the past doesn't matter for that. The only reason why there is no past, but you keep thinking those thoughts from your past, and you keep reenacting memories to reinforce the thoughts, because you have used them to create the identity. And it's all happening right now. You're all thinking those thoughts right now, past memory thoughts right now. You're putting focus on those thoughts right now, and then you suppress it into the subconscious, and then they keep creating, because there is no subconscious. It's only your perspective of aware of it or not. So in terms of you as a little orb that it radiates and creates, there is no subconscious. In terms of the human mind, there is most definitely a subconscious. In terms of it not affecting your manifestations, it doesn't have to. It is exactly what is creating your life right now. But in terms of what I mean by in terms of manifestation is, you have this idea of what you want to bring about into your life. In order to bring that about into your life, you're not dependent upon to bring that about. You're not dependent upon, keep focusing on and having active those thoughts that come from your childhood. Like, it's not like an ingredient that you need to have this. It's not an ingredient that you need to have in order to make this future that you want. It's not because if I have this childhood, I can bring about this. No, but somehow you still want it. That's why you still have it. And there are many examples of how people have lined up with a future due to their past, but it's not really like they're showing me that that's not really how it is. It's not really how it is. They're repeating it again. It's not really how it is. So you have a type of a childhood, and it gives rise to you want something. You experience something in your childhood, and it makes you feel that you want something. You need to be aware of what it is that you want, and then you keep the wants and you discard of the childhood. This sounds awful. Oh my god. I'm not certain I actually can word it properly, what they're trying to say. And now they're saying ego death, but this doesn't make sense to Katherine's logical mind. But if I'm not being so egocentrical for 1 second, I will just deliver the messages and you do what do you do? Okay? So what they are saying is that it doesn't matter. Your childhood doesn't matter, it's even of no value to them. Because you have these millions of desires that came from your childhood that are already manifested in your higher self level of existence. Like, you're already that. It has already been created. So the other things don't matter, and you can choose simply how you want to redirect your thought processes, what you want to remove, what you want to replace, what you want to do differently. Like, there is no rules for that, and thereby this whole society type of a thing that has been created makes no sense up of there, because it's like, apart from it, it does make sense because they see the whole wants that is created, but it's what doesn't make sense is why there is so much suffering coming up, broadcasted, and being like, please take it away, when everything that is seen from their perspective is wanted, 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 wanted. Even the self-punishment post social media scrolling, wanted. Everything is created because it is wanted. So knowing this, that it is wanted, can't you become a little bit more discernive? Discernive? To discern. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. And if you think you have something in your life that you don't want, break it down into how is this that you wanted, and change it. Know that you can't have anything in your life that isn't wanted, at least according to the entities I'm channeling currently. Okay, so you have to assume the leader role of your own life and take charge and get really certain about what type of a life it is that you want to experience here, and choose thoughts that resonate with that life, and get really real with yourself. And there is no past for you to be wounded from, because all that ever wanted, thank you, all that ever is want, Ed. It's all wanted. Okay, I'm done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just a choice to let go. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you can take out something that's important for you from these channelings. Yeah. I have a lot to think about. Have a good day. Take care.